we can apply our understanding of math vocabulary to create equations from descriptions. Alright, welcome back. Go ahead and read the question with me. We're going to start with a Jaguar. Jaguar XJ220 is 41 miles per hour slower, we're talking about the top speed, than a Bugatti Veyron, which can travel at 253 miles per hour. How fast does the Jaguar XJ220 travel? Let's just think through this one together. This one needs a little bit of us working together. So, what are we doing here? Well, we're looking for a variable. And which variable are we looking for? We know the speed of the Bugatti Veyron. We know that so we have a question: how fast does a Jaguar travel? So my variable is going to be J. I'm going to choose J because J equals Jaguar speed. Jaguar. Jaguar. We'll say XJ220. Okay. Equation. Well, I could write this a couple of ways. I could write it a lot of ways. I could say that 253 minus J is going to equal 41. 253 minus J equals 41 because it says that the Jaguar is 41 miles per hour slower than the Bugatti. I could write it a different way. I could write J equals 253 minus 41 because it says that it's 41 miles per hour slower than the Jaguar. All right, so what's our answer then? How fast does the Jaguar travel? Well, I can say 253 minus 41. I get 3 minus 1 is 2. 5 minus 4 is 1. And so 212 miles per hour. Now I could also solve this one. It would take me 2 steps to do that. I would have to do subtract 253 from 41. I would get negative J equals negative 212. And to get a positive, I would just multiply both sides by negative 1. So, but we'll get into that later. We would get positive J equals positive 212. Let's read this together. A fence surrounds 2 sides of the backyard. The total length of the fence is 86 feet, with the longest portion measuring 51.5 feet. What is the length of the second side of the fence? Okay, on your paper, I want you to write the number the question variable with a line and equations and answer. Press pause and just try to figure out what are you looking for? What variable are you writing? We are looking for the length of the second side of the fence. So maybe you wrote L equals length. Maybe you wrote S equals side. You can pick whatever letter. You're just recognizing that we are looking for that missing variable, that missing information. What is the second side? Now, go ahead and write an equation. Press pause. And write an equation that is going to model this description here. So what equation did you write? We've got 86 feet. It says the total length of the fence is 86 feet. So something is going to equal 86 equals something. What equals 86? Well, we know that the longest portion is 51.5 is part of it. And we are adding what? We are adding plus S or plus L, whatever our variable is. 86 equals 51.5 plus L. Or maybe you look at it a different way. Maybe you looked at this and you said, I think that L, the length, equals 86 minus 51.5. Are both of these the same equation? Yes, they are. You looked at the description and you can find that both of these equations are the same, because if we were to subtract 51.5 from both of these sides, we get L equals 86 minus 51. So they're both the exact same equation. So what's the answer? Press pause and have you write your answer. What did you get? I did 86 minus 51.5. I've got 86.0 is an easier way to write that. So I get 10 minus 5 is 5. 5 minus 1 is 4. And 34.5. My answer is 34.5. And we've got feet. Good. Let's move on. Your little sister is too small to stand on the scale. You decide to get on the scale with her, and you find that the combined weight, the weight of both of you together, is 112 pounds. You know that you weigh 94 pounds. How much does your little sister weigh? Well, you are going to write the word variable, equation, and answer. You need to find the keywords in here, and you need to write your variables, fill in your equation, and write your answer. And when we come, after you press pause, we're going to come back together. We're going to do this together. Question together now. What's the variable you're looking for? Well, look for that question. How much does your little sister weigh? So maybe you wrote, again, L was your variable for little. Maybe you wrote S equals sister. S equals sister. Whatever you want to put in as a variable that makes, maybe you just put X because you like the variable X, and that's what we use a lot of times. What equation did you write? Well, you saw that we are looking at, we've got 112 pounds. We have 94 pounds. We know that the combined weight is 112 pounds. So the total amount is going to be 112 is the total amount. So we have 112 equals what? Equals U, which is 94 pounds. 94. And we are combined, and that word combined means to add. So we are adding 94 plus S for sis, or plus L for little sis. 94 plus us equals 112. Or maybe you looked at this a different way. Maybe you said, I see that I'm going to be solving for S, so instead of putting 112 on one side, I'm going to say S. And maybe you said, okay, S equals Well, I've got 112, and I'm going to subtract 94, minus 94. Maybe that was the equation you wrote. Again, are these two equations the same thing? Yeah, they have the same exact value, because to solve for s, we're going to subtract 94 from both sides of the equation. We are going to subtract 94 from the right side, subtract 94 from the left side, and we get s equals 112 minus 94. So what was your answer? What was your answer? Well, 2 minus 4, I have to borrow 1. I get 8, right? And I get 18 pounds. Is that right? Is 18 plus 94 112? Yeah, it is. You've got a very small baby sister there. And you're pretty small yourself there, if you're 94 pounds. We've done addition. We've done some subtraction. Let's work on a couple more problems with some multiplication and division. Cards that is dealt equally between 6 players. Each player received 7 cards. How many cards were dealt? All right, so what's the variable that you're going to write? What is the equation that you're going to write? And what is the answer you're going to write? Well, let's think about this for a little bit. What are some important numbers that we have here? Here we've got 6 and we have 7. What is the variable that we're looking for? Well, we got cards. So we're going to say cards. How many, oops, I forgot to write a question mark. How many cards were dealt? So we're going to say C equals cards.
Yeah, C equals cards.
What is the equation? Well, what kind of equation are we looking at? A deck of cards was dealt equally between 6 players. Well, if I am passing out cards equally between all 6 players, well, that's a division problem. So I'm going to divide those cards. I'm going to divide the number of cards, and I'm going to divide that by 6 players. So we've got a division player, C, divided by 6. Do we have a clear C? Make sure that C is clear. C divided by 6 equals something. And it equals, well, every player got 7 cards. C divided by 6 equals 7. Now, how else could I think of this question? Well, I could look at this, I could say a deck of cards was dealt equally between 6 players. Each player received 7 cards. So I have 6 players and each got 7 cards. And I can say, if I have 6 players, and each one gets 7 cards, I'm going to multiply 6 times 7. And when I multiply 6 by 7, I'm going to get the number of cards. I'm going to get C. Well, there we go. Question: are these both the same kind of question? Do they both have the same value? Yes, C is the same. If we say 6 times 7 is C, then we have 6 times 7 is 42. There were 42 cards. If we say C divided by 6 equals 7, well, we have to multiply the left side of the equation by 6. So I multiply by 6, and a multiple of 6 divided by 6 gives us 1. They cancel each other out because 1 times C is C. And we multiply 7 times 6, which is exactly what we did here. C equals 7 times 6. We get 42. Centimeters. What is the length of the side of the square? Now before you work on your own on this, let's think about what a square means. Well, go ahead and draw this on your paper. A square is 4 sides. And what do we know about each of those sides? Yeah, we know that each side is the same. So this side, and this side, and this side are all the same. And what do we know about perimeter? Yeah, perimeter is the distance around. So we add this one, we add this one, and this one. We've got the perimeter, the distance around the entire square. All right, so what are we going to choose as our variable? What are we going to choose as our equation? And what is our answer going to be? I'm going to give you time. Go ahead and press pause and write your variable, your equation, and your answer. So what do you do? What's the variable? Well, did you choose S for side? Or did you choose L for length? Either one, they would both work. I'm going to choose S for side. What was the equation that you wrote? 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 times S, so 4S. And what does 4S equal? It equals 26. Or maybe you wrote, I'm going to give myself a little more room to write here. Maybe you wrote 26 equals 4 times S. Or maybe you wrote S plus S plus S plus S equals 26. You saw that the perimeter of a square measures 26 centimeters. And you want the length of each side of the square. Maybe you said 26 divided by 4 equals S. All kinds of equations. You could have written a lot of different equations. Question is this: are all these equations the same thing? Yeah, well obviously 4S equals 26 is the same as 26 equals 4S. We can see that. We have 4 S's that equals 26, S plus S plus S plus S. So we would just say 4S equals 26 is the exact same thing. In order to get S on one side of the equation, to isolate the variable on the one side of the equation, we would have to divide this side by 4 and divide this side by 4. And 4 cancel each other out. S equals 26 divided by 4. This is the exact same thing. We can say all these things equal the same thing. Well, so what's our answer? This one's a little bit harder. 26 divided by 4. I'm going to do 26 divided by 4. 4 goes into 26 6 times. 6 times 4 is 24. I get 2. Bring down my 0 and 0.5. So 6.5 is the length of every side of that square. No video tomorrow. Just continue doing the project. You can review this video again and continue to build on your understanding and fill in everything on Canvas and Khan Academy today. Sorry.